Hello everyone, I am Dr. Omkar Sangita Deleprao Sonone, a part of Team AFMG, and today we are extremely elated to have with us Dr. Pratik, who have recently successfully cleared his foreign medical graduate examination in the recently conducted FMG 2022 session. Now, I would like to first of all wholeheartedly congratulate Dr. Pratik on his immense success, and I would first of all like you to introduce yourself to our audience. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Myself, Dr. Pratik Rajesh Galinde. I have graduated from Small and State Medical University in year 2015 till 2021.
Thank you so much. So now directly diving into the session actually. So this interview or this session is being conducted for the upcoming FMG aspirants because all of us are quite aware. Usually FMG, most of us are very confused when we actually start with our FMG preparations. So it's always better to get a guidance from all of those who have successfully cleared it, and who better than our seniors. So it's always better that your juniors would look up to you and they would follow your strategy, your approach towards the examination and its preparations. So let's begin. So first of all, my question would be, do you belong to a family of doctors? Do you have anybody in the family?
Actually, no, sir. All my family background is like business background. I am the first one in my family to become a doctor. So like it's one of the great thing to become a doctor in a family who is running a business.
That's true. That's true. So congratulations on that. Also being a pioneer in the family. So now then I want to ask you, if you don't belong to a family of doctor, where from this inspiration of taking up medicine came into you?
Actually, my grandfather was my inspiration. He wanted to see me as becoming a doctor, but unfortunately, he passed away in when I went in first year of my college. But yes, always he was my inspiration, and he wanted to becoming me a doctor. So that's where it came. Like I should become a doctor in my family because we were having businesses, and they were all controlled by my brothers and my family members. So my grandfather thought, let's do like, why not doctor? Why can't our grandson become a doctor? So it was his thought, like my grandson should become a doctor. And also my father and mother, they supported me a lot, and they were my backbone in becoming, in getting this success, basically.
Definitely, definitely. So your grandfather must be really very proud, and he would be elated up there. He would be smiling from above. And definitely, parents are the backbone of our success. Definitely, if they are not there, we cannot even imagine our success. That's true.
Yes.
That's very true. So now, starting with your UG days, first of all, like when you went to your Smalling State Medical University, what were your days over there? Were you a very studious student, and what was your approach?
Actually, the days was very nice because in starting it was very enjoyable. I never went out of like Pune district, basically, and it was like a very huge exposure to me, like going there. Then in first second year, like it was like very the years were not tough, like how the third year was tough. It was not tough in first and second year, but as soon as the days passes, we came to know like this medical field is not easy. We have to study. Like it was pretty good piece. It was in Smallens, like.
Okay. So then when did you got to know about AFMG, and how did you choose AFMG for your source of preparation?
Actually, last time when I used to see on YouTube your live session, chanting sessions, I used to find pretty like knowledgeable. And when I was giving my last attempt, that time only I was like pretty sure given if in December, I thought like if in December I won't clear, I'll join most of the time AFMG. Also, some of the friends who are there in AFMG, they have cleared the exams, so they also suggested me the AFMG. So I joined the AFMG.
Okay. So then I want to ask you one more question, that you said you have cleared it in your second attempt. So because I have seen that most of the people get disheartened, discouraged, but you maintained that pace. You were consistent throughout your preparation. Rather, you aced off your preparations, because I have witnessed your progress throughout the classes. So how did you maintain that in the second phase of your preparation?
Actually, the first attempt is just for like one example. It was just example for me. How was the exam being conducted? What type of questions was there in the exams? In second attempt, I got more motivated, and it was one like heat for me that I have to study in this pattern to get this marks, and I have to get clear of this exam, because it was more important to get clear the exam rather than also achieving the more knowledge and knowledge. Also not only studying for the exam but getting more and more knowledge, because this medical field is not only about studying for 6 months or 8 months. It's basically studying for whole life. Basically, once you choose this field, you have to study for your whole life. So that was my one target in the target in head. Like, so in my first attempt, I just saw like what type of questions are there, what type of subjects are there, how the questions are being asked. And in second time when I was preparing in the same pattern, like the concept. I didn't study any subject. I studied only the concept which were important in the exams, because questions are never repeated in these exams, but concepts are always repeated. So, and the recall questions also, they are never the same questions. They are always the different questions which come in exam.
That's true. A very important point that you have pointed out is actually that the exact questions might not replicate in the examination, but the concept and the topic does. Very important. So now, like, I want to ask you one more question here. Please let me know कि क्या difference रहा, like in the first phase when you are preparing on your own and अभी जब AFMG join किया, so what was the difference you saw when you actually joined AFMG? What was the difference that the institute had on your preparation?
Actually, जब फर्स्ट फेज में मैं जब प्रिपेयर कर रहा था, तब मेरे को कुछ आइडिया ही नहीं थी कि क्या है ये एग्जाम, लाइक कैसा स्टडी करना है। लाइक प्रेपरेटर खोला, एक वीडियो देखा, हाँ इसमें क्या पढ़ा रहे हैं, किधर से एमसीक्यू सॉल्व कर रहे हैं, इधर से कुछ देख रहे हैं यूट्यूब से वगैरह, कुछ समझ में ही नहीं आ रहा है। बट एज सुन एज मैंने एफएमजी की कोचिंग लगाई तो एक पैटर्न आया, लाइक ओके तो इतना घंटा क्लासेस रहेगा, तो ये रिवीजन पैटर्न करना पड़ेगा, एवरी वीकली यू हैव टू गिव द टेस्ट। तो ये पैटर्न, जब ये पैटर्न मैंने फॉलो करना स्टार्ट किया तो मैंने अपने आप में ग्रोथ दिखा। लाइक जब टेस्ट एंड डिस्कशन में जब मेरे को आंसर्स आ रहे थे, लाइक नहीं कि हाँ मैंने तो ये पढ़ा है ये सब्जेक्ट में, देन मैं इंटरलिंक करने लगा दो सब्जेक्ट्स, तो ये मेरे में खुद में ग्रोथ मैंने देखा और मैंने वही पैटर्न फॉलो किया। नहीं क्या, लाइक मैंने कुछ अलग नहीं किया है, ना ही ये एग्जाम करने के लिए कुछ अलग लगता है। लाइक
राइट, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात कही यार कि एक इंपॉर्टेंट बात है ना कि डिसिप्लिन या रेगुलरिटी जो है ना वो आजकल though most of them prefer online platforms, and online platforms all of them cannot follow because all of us are not of the same level at that time when we graduate usually, because not all of us are used to study for long hours, almost 6 to 8 hours. So wo aadat lagne ke liye at least having someone to guide you and having a regular schedule is much more important, right? That's very much important. So now please let me know ki how did you divide your schedule? मतलब एक दिन में how did you devote your time for your MCQs? फिर तुम्हारे classes भी होते थे, then you might be revising some of the other subjects as well. So how did you devote your time?
Basically जो classes रहते थे वीक में एटलीस्ट 4 to 5 days 9 to 10 hours क्लासेस रहते थे। मैंने मेरे माइंड में लाइक जब मैं सेकंड टाइम प्रिपेयर कर रहा था, मैंने माइंड में एक चीज रखी थी कि लाइक जो भी क्लास में पढ़ाया जाए वो एवरी इवनिंग या एवरी नाइट आई हैव टू रीड दैट, I have to revise that. Before that, I used to not sleep. Like whatever the thing is, whether it was my bad day, whether it was whatever it is, I used to even if I used to talk with my friends for 2-3 hours after class and all, but still I used to give my whole night. And again, second day I used to go to class and I used to finish that reading, because that is where you'll remember more and more things, and you will gain up more and more things, and you will try to correlate with the another subjects. Because it is very because most of my AFMG also have told, and most of my friends also have guided me in the same way, that whatever is taught in the class you have to revise whenever you come home. If you don't revise, it is waste basically. And talking about the MCQs and images, basically in breaks, the classes breaks, I used to try to solve MCQs more and more, because the concept which was taught, like it was very fresh in the mind, and the MCQs were getting very really easy. So I used to use that little break cut time, like not much time, but I used to use that time in solving the MCQs, which was like very productive for me, and it helped me a lot. Even the image-based questions, I used to see the images in the recesses, in basically the breaks, or while eating, or basically everywhere I used to see the images, which helped me a lot in gaining this success.
That's true. And that is an excellent example, I must say, for time management, because how you utilize your time makes much of a difference. Because most of us struggle actually कि यार 18 घंटे पढ़ रहे हैं तो भी सब्जेक्ट खत्म नहीं हो पा रहा है. So what is your take on that? Like I have seen most of the people studying for almost 16 to 18 hours a day and then also complaining कि नहीं complete हो पा रहा. So what is your take on that? Do you prefer? Yeah, go ahead please.
हाँ, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि 18 घंटे सिर्फ बैठ के उधर मूवीज देखने के लिए हम बैठ सकते हैं, बट पढ़ाई करना इज नॉट लाइक मूवीज देखना है. इट्स लाइक तुम लोग जो पढ़ रहे हो वो तुम्हारा कितना तुम रिटेन कर रहे हो वो इम्पोर्टेंट है. लाइक क्लास में मैं 9 घंटे बैठता था, क्लास में मैं रिटेन करता था, बट मैं घर आके वो रिवाइज करके मेरे को कितना रिटेन हो रहा है वो मैं ज्यादा देखता था. तो वो मेरे को लाइक मैं नहीं बोल सकता कि मैंने 18 घंटे पढ़ाई की है, मैं नहीं बोल सकता, बट मैं इतना बोल सकता हूँ कि लाइक हाँ भाई मैंने 14-13 घंटे तक की है, लाइक नहीं क्या. बट 18 घंटे पढ़ के भी लाइक रिटेन नहीं हो रहा है तो लाइक इट्स ऑफ नो यूज. बेसिकली यू मैनेज योर टाइम प्रॉपरली एंड यू गिव इन दैट टाइम यू गिव योर 100%. इट्स नॉट लाइक कि आधा मन घर पे है, आधा मन इधर है, देन आधा मन आ रहे हाँ इसके लड़की के बारे में सोच रहा हूँ, इसका ये क्या कर रही होगी, वो तो सब वेस्ट है. इसीलिए लाइक इफ यू आर गिव इट 100%. आई नो इट इज डिफिकल्ट after attending the class and revising the thing, but we have to do this because it will make you one day smile. Like
that's true. So that is much more important. You have again pointed out a very important thing, and that is actually revise everything what you study throughout the day, because if you don't do that, definitely you are going to forget most of the things. And if you do that, at least you will remember 30% of the things minimum. I would say, right? So that makes a huge difference. The next question that comes to my mind, actually, because I have been now teaching for almost 2 years now, and every person comes up to me and almost nowadays, like in our times, it was not that we used to compare any platforms or any coaching institutes, but now it has started like कौन सी कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट बेटर है, कौन सी फैकल्टी बेटर है, कौन से नोट्स बेटर है. सो व्हाट इज योर टेक ऑन दैट? लाइक AFMG notes, faculties, are they enough to pass your examination and all that? Please let us know.
I would say faculty doesn't depend. It depends upon your mindset, how you study and how you give your thing. It's not just studying for 6 months, as I have earlier told. It's not just studying about the 6 months. It's about the concept and knowledge, what you gain in this 6 months. It's all about that. If you have knowledge, if you have studied everything, if you remember that knowledge, that is all you can think. And when you are having that knowledge, when you are having that confidence of knowledge, you will be easily get able to crack this exam. But if you only do the exam pattern is not only just to mug up the things. The mugging pattern is like over. Like nobody is now like one-liners and all that. That pattern is basically over now. Now basically they are more conceptual and more, because the question is very easy. Like but if you know the concept, but if you don't know the concept, you can't even point out the answer. It's like that. Because if you know the concept, because the question they don't give you easy. Like they will ask you in a very cross manner. So like it's better to know a concept and rather than to study for one subject, like I would say.
That's true. So as you told that definitely you were attending all your classes, you were making your own notes, and along with that, how did test and discussions, revision, image-based sessions, all of these help you? How did you utilize them for your own sake?
Yeah, basically I wanted to tell the test and discussion. It was very, very, very useful for me, because when I used to come every day after my class and revise this thing, same thing I used to do with test and discussion. Test and discussion in 1 week, so every week we were having test and discussion. So after test and discussion, I used to see what were my mistakes. When I used to solve the questions, I used to think, okay. Then when I used to go home, I used to think, okay, at this time I thought like that, but that was the wrong answer. I have to improve here. I used to open the book. I used to see the topic. Like, okay, this topic I missed. I used to mark that topic. And I used to mark that topic. And after, when I'll get the free time, or when I was thinking, what topic is this? I used to see that topic once again. So that topic basically was knowledgeable in my mind. Like it used to be fit in my mind after that T&D test and discussion, basically. So it helped me a lot, like in growing and getting more and more knowledge, which helped in getting my success basically.
That's true. So I want to know your take on revisions actually. As you said that you were revising each and everything, each and every topic that you are making mistakes in multiple number of times. So what role does revisions play and how important they are?
Actually, I'll tell, like, first reading is nothing. You have to revise at least twice or thrice, because two readings are must after the first reading. Means like three times you have to know. If the third revision is done, then you are like guarantee you can pass only. But two revisions are enough to like pass. Like you have that balls to get this exam basically. So basically, my revision plan was simple. I didn't take any complication like. Ending say it got completed. After that only suddenly from the March ending only I started my second revision. Most of the chunk of subjects were completed. Then in between also after April May the classes were there, but they were not in like 8-9 hours. They were like 4 5 6 hours. So it was manageable to manage my revision and plus class. So like it helped me a lot. But revision is must. Like after first reading, revising, and two revisions are must to clear this exam. If possible, most of the people do the third revision and they are like most happiest, like okay, they are done and dusted basically with the exam corrected.
That's true. So coming then towards the last week of the examination, as we all know, like the last week, all of us are anxious and nervous for the examination, and that is the most crucial time rather you need to spend. So what was your strategy for the last week of your examination? What did you do in that last week?
Yeah, basically last week, it's a normal thing to get anxious, to get stressed out. But the first thing I would suggest, don't listen to anyone in that period of time, because a lot of people will come, I studied this from this, a lot of questions will come, hey, study this karke. What you have studied from last 4 to 5 months, but nothing else. You study what are your strong points in that. No, don't even study what is new. Nothing. Don't even touch any new book. You study what is your strong point. Make that strong point more stronger, and this will basically give you more confidence in the exam. People get stressed out because they try to cope up more and more things in that last week. I would suggest don't try to mug up more and more things in that last week. Just try what you have studied and make it perfect, so that when the concept or when the question will appear, you would mark the correct option and you will get the success. I would suggest that basically. And don't listen to anybody. Like there are a lot of people like this thing, that thing. The exam might get postponed. The exam might be there. Lot of things are there. So just ignore that thing and be focused and study whatever is been like you have studied in 5 months. Don't touch any new source. But I'll suggest that one.
That's most important, because in the last week, as you told, there are a lot of PDFs coming all over, a lot of like propaganda going on. These are the most important things you need to study. But you need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in your notes and just revise that itself.
Revise that first.
Yeah, that's most important, right? So now I would like to ask you any faculty to be mentioned, any of the messages to be given to your faculties. As such, we will convey them for sure.
Yeah, basically the faculty was good. Like it was very nice. But the most loving faculty was for me was Obs-Gynae and surgery, because that basically changed my attitude toward that subject, and it gained lot of knowledge through that subject. Not only like just this thing, what I gained lot of practical knowledge also through this surgery. And in surgery and Obs-Gynae, these all are the clinical subjects. But how to tackle the clinical MCQs were taught in the by the faculty. Basically, the surgery faculty and the Obs-Gynae faculty. Basically, in surgery faculty, the sir taught very nice way to how to remember tumor classification and all, even the surgeries. So it was very helpful for me, the surgery faculty and the Obs-Gynae faculty. Even the Obs-Gynae faculty, the Prasanvich sir, he though wholeheartedly. He gave his 100% to make understand how like all the process and all that has happened. It helped, and basically whatever was taught in that class was always remembered throughout my mind. It never went off my mind basically.
That's true. These are definitely legends, and we also look up to them for sure always. Now, final question for you. What is the piece of advice that you would like to give to your upcoming FMG aspirants? It might be your fellow mates, your seniors, your juniors.
Yeah, basically, I would just say, just don't study for sake of exam. Study for sake of knowledge. Practice MCQs daily, and just don't think about the exam, and just don't take exam pressure. Just study, just get the knowledge, just get the concept, revise the concept, try to interlink the subjects. It will help you more and more in solving the MCQs. And yes, MCQs are important. Yes, you have to solve the MCQs, but yes, concepts, if you know the concepts, you can easily tackle the MCQs. But if you don't know the concepts, you can't easily tackle the MCQs. So it's better to know the concepts. You'll get to the MCQs, or it's vice versa, basically.
That's true. That's a very important advice, that rather try to read in a conceptual manner rather than just mugging up things. That
Mugging up
would,
things.
yeah, that would make it a lot easier than to just
Yeah.
remember a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
So that's the most important advice I also feel. So coming to the end of the session, thank you so much, Dr. Prateek. We are
Thank you, sir.
glad that we could be a part of your journey, and we hope that your journey doesn't stop here. It goes
Yes,
on
of
and
course.
on with immense success, and we wish you all the very best for all your future endeavors. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.